So in this way, with the one single pointed mind and the one's body, speech, mind completely devoted and with the inclination, and in this way, if one carry through the practice, then one can receive all these blessings. So that while you are doing the Dharma practice, then whatever sort of thoughts that you have, something relating to the holy activity, that you try to just abandon and make it less. Whatever the Dharma teachings were taught, it is based on confidence and according to its truth, so that there is no any just doubt or hesitation in the Dharma teaching itself. In case if one have all these kind of doubts and hesitations in the Dharma teaching, and then there may be no any object where we could not have any kind of doubts. And right now, all these practices relating with the Ngondo, and then the Tsalung, and then the Tokchen practice, all these instructions are just the direct instructions. And then in the Sutrayana, of course, there are all these teachings and also analysis and explanation, and that which need to go more detail, and from oneself also need to examine. So however these teachings may be extensive or just very elaborated, but still it has to depend upon its own true nature. For example, like these great Keshe scholars, and they give all this teaching, and then the disciples, they just try to understand, and then go through debate, and then examine in it, and then at the end that they have to just rely upon that the just actual text which has been taught by the Khenpos, and then in that way one have to depend upon. So, although Buddhas has given different levels of teaching, but they are condensed into the definite meaning and then a provisional meaning. So this, that in a way, we of course, we can just examine and we can analyze and we can study, but to really just establish its true meaning, that one has to be a very great scholar. Otherwise, it is not easy in that way. all the just Kempo or scholars that, however, that they have to ultimately, based on the Buddha's teaching, what it has been taught exactly according to the nature. But anyhow, that try to understand the actual meaning of the text itself. There are differences, some could have much deeper level of understanding and some are not like that. So right now, these teachings that which we have been just getting through and going through practice, these are the just exact instructions that what one have to just correctly carry through the practice. So even this, since then the Dzogchen teachings were flourished on this earth or in this world, from then onward till now, that in India and in Tibet there are just many hundred millions of beings who just achieved this rainbow body and accomplishment through this Dzogchen. So everything just had that kind of just accomplishment because of whatever the instructions were just given to oneself. And then carry through practice, and that one could have that kind of result. And even just during the great Vidyadhara Garab Dorje, that they are together with him about 700,000 retinues attain rainbow body accomplishment in Dzogchen. And then the great master Chambe Singh, the Manjushri Mitra, also just with about 300,000 disciples attain rainbow body. And similar like that, the great scholar and master Shri Singha, many hundreds thousands of these beings together attain rainbow body. And Guru Padma Sambhava, when he was in India, at that time also just about 1,300,000 beings, disciples attain rainbow body.
India.
In India. And then after Guru Padma Sambhava came to Tibet, then there are countless beings who attain rainbow body accomplishment. So all these just the followers or the lineage, that the actual transmission of the practice is that which we are just following now. So that Guru Padma Sambhava has all these secret mantra teachings that which hidden into treasure that were supposed to be revealed out by about 108 major treasure revealers and thousands of minor treasure revealers, and everything is blessed in that way. And most of those hidden treasures are mainly the Dzogchen, the great perfection. And among all those who just carry through all these practices, that just countless beings have attained rainbow body, and then just achieved all this, with the Dara stage, the realization equal to the number of the stars in the space. So these all practitioners who got that kind of realization, there is no any single one who have just doubt and then getting through practice. Everyone has full confidence in it. So in the beginning, when just Lama teaches all this, of course, one need to just understand, one have to just know what it really means. If one could not understand what it means, then there are possible that it may be mistaken. Once you understand and once you know, that kind of become more clear to oneself, then not to have those doubts and hesitations. And even just having that kind of doubts for even just for a short period of time, that also obstruct the liberation for even many years. But according to the Sutrayana, if one have doubt, of course there is a fault, but it is not heavy like that the secret mantrayana. So secret mantrayana, all this great perfection, that is the like a heart essence drop of all the Buddha's teaching. So there is not necessarily need to have any kind of doubt or hesitation, and even in case one have that kind of doubt, it is just obstruction for one's own practice. And here just we have been giving these teachings, and then just we're not just ordering you that you cannot just have doubts. It is just because that something which you really don't need any kind of doubt or hesitation, and then creating all this kind of doubt and hesitation, then oneself creating one's own problem. And you in the Western countries, that some even wants to examine the Buddha. And I also did thought and said, of course, one can just examine. But at the same time, I just tell them, to examine Buddha, what kind of just knowledge or wisdom you have. Someone who is examining Buddha need to have much more greater power and wisdom than the Buddha, otherwise there is no way one can just examine it. And not having that much knowledge, and then closing your eyes and just insisting yourself, and then looking for the thing, and then saying just I want to examine this, it kind of does not make sense. For example, like Buddha's enlightened mind, And his omniscient mind that he, like even one single person, that how many life one have taken, like, countless lives, whatever, each and every aspect of that life, that one can just know instantly. That same person, that within that countless lifetime, what person, this person has done, what kind of thoughts he has, and right things or wrong things, and anything that just knows everything very clearly. It is not like just guessing in the darkness. So something like that, the Buddha, who has all this great omniscient mind and power and energy and wisdom, and then somebody like us who even don't know what is going to happen tomorrow, and then going to examine it. So it is kind of like just funny or interesting. But still, that it doesn't mean that you cannot examine. Of course, you can examine. So anyhow, something where there is no any meaning or just does not make sense, that following in that way, there is no any benefit. Instead of having all this kind of conceptual thought, if one just concentrate oneself into the Dharma practice, that is the just best method. So then today, of course, you know that the Shakyamuni Buddha, the turning the wheel of Dharma. So when Shakyamuni Buddha attained complete enlightenment at Buddhagaya under this banyan tree, and then after that Buddha said that I got this complete enlightenment, realization of the absolute true nature of phenomena, that which is very profound and peaceful and without any elaboration, something like a very great nectar. But what one have realized and got accomplishment in this Dharma as the absolute true nature of phenomena, even I just teach to anyone, it does not really seem that anybody can just really understand it, because it is so profound and so vast. So then when Buddha just thinking that they could not understand and not just giving the Dharma teaching and abiding in the forest, then the king of the god, Indra, and then the Brahma, they just carrying the chakras made out of gold, and then the conch shell, which is auspicious sign, and then a whole bunch of gods together, they came on earth and requested to Buddha to turn the wheel of Dharma. So then, according to their request, then Buddha accepted that he is going to turn the wheel of Dharma, and then he went to the Varanasi, and first he gave all this teaching to his first 5 disciples, where that they just met at the Varanasi area. So that the first turning wheel of Dharma teaching was the just 4 noble truths, the suffering of samsara, the cause of suffering, and the cessation, and then the cause of cessation as path. So today is the just that auspicious day when Buddha was turning the wheel of Dharma. So we also do all these prayers and supplication and making all this offering. Then one can accumulate more merit. And if those who have a great deal of knowledge and you think you are just an expert in Dharma, and if you want to give some Dharma teaching, you can do it. And right now, in general, I don't know any English, and hopefully maybe that some of Chidma's students maybe good to scholar. And in general, in our monastery, that during such kind of auspicious occasions, and then the monks, they also just give some teaching on Dharma about 20 minutes by each and every individual students. And then also they do debate, and then the question and answer kind of like a seminar. So today, this morning, that there is the Talung teaching instruction, so that Dzogchen and the wonderful students, you can just go for your practice. Then the Dzogchen student who want to offer that, you can just come up.